Are you a fan of our podcast and want to take your love for our show to the next level? Well, we got some exciting news for you. Introducing our Free Gems Network podcast Discord community. Join a community of fellow listeners where you can connect with like-minded fans, dive deeper into episode discussions, and get exclusive behind-the-scenes content. Want to know how you can join? It's simple. Click the link in the podcast show notes or visit our website at freegemsnetwork.com and follow the Discord invite. We can't wait to welcome you. The Rap Session. 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 Shoot, my boy. Hey. We back at it.
We back at it.
Hey, man. The Rap Sessions.
Your dog, Sir Evangeline Joseph. Mr. 10 Feet.
Yeah.
The bully.
The one and only.
Man, shit. Father.
Hey.
CEO. Founder.
Okay.
Brother.
All that.
I'm all that.
All that. Man.
I'm all that. If you haven't, like we said before, this is the Rap Sessions that you are tuning into. You ain't even goddamn kick your shit.
No, I ain't even introduced myself, man. Hey, if you don't know, it's your boy Wayne Willmatic Beats, man. Like you said, big CEO, man. Free Coast Records, Free Gems Network, 1/3 members, you know, and like you said, father, son, brother, all that, man.
God.
Hey, dog, we here, man. Black men here representing for the community. As always, man, hopefully we make y'all proud, man. Y'all in the Discord, man. This one for y'all. And we're gonna do something special for y'all, man. I've been paying attention to some of them, y'all been putting us on to some gems, man. So I think my gem of the day.
Okay, go straight into it.
It's gonna come to y'all, man. I say we jump straight into it.
Okay.
Fuck it, man. Hey, look, gem of the day. We're gonna go with The Pendulum Vibe by Joy. Hey, our brother Gumbosa sent that one in, man. I checked it out. It's an album from 1994, 12 records, real easy to listen to. Joy, super smooth. I had never heard of him, I'm not gonna lie to you. So he really did put me on with this one. You know, I'm listening to it, man. I can't even describe the vibes that I was getting, but it was interesting because, you know, Bo was like, hey, I need some beats from this. And as soon as I started listening, I understood exactly why. You know, the production was smooth, it was eclectic, and it was kind of the things that Gumbosa embodies, man. So it was dope. But aside from that, her singing was immaculate. The layering of the voice, immaculate. And it's crazy because like I never even heard of her before, man. But
in 1994.
1994, man, Gumbo dug way deep. Some of y'all weren't even born yet.
Nah, we were.
Well, no, I wasn't. No, I wasn't.
No, you wasn't.
No, I wasn't. Nah, I wasn't born until a year later, man. So she precedes me, you know, but not our prehistoric brother EJ. So, you know, but yeah, man. Shout out to Joy. I don't even know if she's still alive. Hopefully so.
Hopefully.
But shout out to Joy. Shout out to you. Well, I don't know, and I don't want to misspeak, you know. But shout out to Joy. You created a dope project, The Pendulum. 1994 is 12 records. Go check it out, man.
Since we jumping straight into it,
bro.
How was your week, and what did you learn this week?
Man,
because you know, 1 week, no 1 week is the same.
Definitely not, man. You know, I kind of want to talk about something that we don't typically talk about, man. I kind of stay away from these topics when we party, man. But you know, some of you may know I'm an educator, bro, and
big educator.
Yeah, big black and educated, my boy. But man, I've been enjoying teaching, bro. I've been enjoying teaching. It's one of those things to where being able to see my kids understand and grasp concept that we teaching them, that shit is dope to me, you know. And it can be on the most surface level thing, and it's just to see that light bulb go off in their eyes, and just to understand that they're finally getting these concepts. Because a lot of kids that we work with, they're falling behind. You know, they might not be on the grade level that they're supposed to be on. So, for example, without giving up too much details, they could be in the 6th grade, but they might be on the 3rd grade level, 2nd grade level. So we kind of helping them get their foundational skills, man. I've been enjoying doing that, you know. that's been the highlight of my week. Watching that light bulb go off, and it's just like fulfilling, fulfilling, dog.
Like you said, without going into any details, what's been a challenge for you teaching?
Man,
whether it's been this year or last, or like any other years that you've been teaching.
Man, so like I said, I know a lot of people may not know, but I'm a SPED educator. So a lot of kids that I teach, they might have been diagnosed with different things. It could be ODD. They can have ADHD. They can be autistic. The different disabilities that they may have could range from one thing to another, and it's always tough because you can't treat kids. It's not so black and white, and I think that's where a lot of teachers or educators get things wrong, is because they try to treat every kid like it's a one size fit all, and that's just never the case. And honestly, it's never been the case.
Mm-hmm.
Every kid has, they learn different. Every kid has these special things where, they might not grasp things as quick as the next. And that's always been a challenge for me, because I had teachers growing up that they teaching it like this and this way only. And it's really up to you whether or not you can keep up or not. And they used to always, mess with me, man, because it's like, it wasn't that I never could do the work growing up, but it was just like, I don't learn like that.
Yeah.
And you're trying to force me to fit this mold because you're stuck in your ways as an educator. And you don't want to learn new techniques. You don't want to learn different ways to teach the same subject. Mm-hmm. And, and that's always been like, it was a struggle at first, being able to adapt and create different lesson plans to teach the same thing, But now, I thrive in that. I thrive in that. We call it, differentiated learning and voice and choice. I give my students a choice in how we learn. Like, if I got one kid, he's like, hey, look, I'm a visual learner. I need to learn like this. I understand best when I do it like this. That's how I'm teaching that kid. And then the kid right next to him may be like, well, I don't learn like that. So I need to learn like this. It needs to be a little more hand over hand for me to get it. And that's how we're going to do it. Everything don't have to be lecture based. Everything don't have to be, kinesthetic, where it's more hands on. Everything don't have to be, it don't have to all be one size fit all, like I said, man. So, like, for me, that's been like the thing I've been learning, just different ways to give that differentiated learning, man, so all of my kids can grow at an equal pace.
When did you realize, as a teacher, that some of the skills that you're teaching were transferable into your everyday life?
Man,
because how I look at it, you said something, you said it twice, and you was like, no one shoe fit all.
Right, yeah. It's not a one size, fit all type of thing, man. Education's never been like that.
My big brother, shout out to Jonas, shout out to Friday Night Letdown.
Facts, shout him out.
How we met, we used to work at Winn-Dixie.
Mm-hmm.
And he used to try to get the upper management, because he was a manager, but he used to get the upper management. He used to tell them, like, yo, you can't manage everybody the same.
Facts. You can't.
So when you said that threw me right back to that.
Yeah. You can't, man. These things apply to everyday life. It's like in your relationship, you're constantly changing, so you're constantly learning that person. And it's like, we talked about it on episodes before, you can't continue to do the same thing that you did once before and expect for it to continue to work. The times just change. Like I said, people change. People start to learn differently. You pick up different patterns. Some people pick up faster than others. So it's like, even in jobs, like you said, Jonas was like, hey, you can't manage everyone the same. Everyone's not going to receive your constructive criticism the same. Everybody don't need to be disciplined the same way. You got to handle people with care. And they may sound like sensitive culture, but it's not. At the end of the day, the way you talk to one employee or one friend, you can't handle that next person like that. Because they're not going to respond the same way. And if you know they're not going to respond the same way, then you should take heed to that. You should figure out, how can I approach this person? How can I teach this person? How can I reach this person? And once you figure out how to do that, man, like, you'll start seeing the results. The results will be, it'll show itself. You know, it'll show itself, man. So that's been something I've been learning. Like I said, just adapting to all the new students. It's like we be getting a new student every other week, you know, and just figuring out how to reach that student, man. That's been what I've been learning. That's been my joy. And yeah.
How difficult is it learn? Because how many students you have in a class?
Right now we have 9. We can max out at 14 in my class.
14.
Yeah.
So that means you have to learn max 14 different languages.
Facts.
How difficult is learning these particular kids' languages and knowing that they have special needs?
It's not difficult, and I'll tell you why it's not difficult. It's not difficult because that's why you got that first week, that's your groundwork, right? So you get a chance to you figure out, you talk to that kid, you talk to that student, and you figure out what it is that they like, what it is that they don't like. You quickly figure out, okay, this kid is shy, this person is outgoing, he's a little more out there, you know, and then that's how you could figure out, okay, how can I do my lesson when I write my lesson plans, how to reach that kid that way. Okay, if I know that this kid is shy, if I know this kid doesn't really like to talk, don't really mingle with the other kids, you'll figure all that out in week 1. And at that point, you're like, okay, well, I can't expect this kid to get up in front of the class and participate like this because they're just going to freeze up. That's going to make them want to go in shell shock, and they're not going to want to learn, you know. But my energetic kid, my kid that's always want to talk, he's not the class clown, but he's the life of the classroom. You know, you always want to have kids like that. Those are the kids you can get up, hey, help me teach this lesson. And they're going to enjoy it, you know, because they want to be in front of the classroom anyway, you know. So you just gotta, that first week, I said that's your groundwork. You gotta figure out your kid, you gotta talk to your kids, then you gotta figure out who they are before you begin to teach them. And that'd be really the biggest thing that a lot of teachers make the mistake on. They don't get to know their students, you know. And it's like, nah, you gotta be able to know them as a person. You gotta know who they are as a person before they'll allow you to teach them.
Do you think that's because a lot of teachers have bad communication skills, and they're stuck in, like you said, that, you know, they feel like they're stuck in their ways, and their way is the only way?
Well, you know, yeah, there's a lot of that, but it's not entirely their fault. You know, you got to place some of the blame on them, because at some point, if you're not seeing the results, you got to start making the shift. And the shift can be one or two things. You can adapt. You can start communicating with some of these younger teachers who may have new ways that you can implement into your old ways, or it might be time for you to leave. And that may sound wrong, but the reality of it is, a lot of times these teachers and educators, you know, they've been in this profession for so long, and things have been so black and white for them, where it's like, you got your textbook, and we teach it like this, and I've always taught it like this, and I don't see why I need to change it now. Well, a lot of things have changed since then, right? A lot of times we're teaching out of old textbooks, so a lot of that stuff is not even relative anymore. Right. So you got that, and then you got the demographics. You're talking about when the demographics allow for you to do that. A lot of times, your population in your classroom won't even allow you to teach that way. You know, and it's like they don't even understand that. So it's just like, it's a lot of different things to where them being stuck in their old ways hold them back. And it's just like, if they just be a little more open-minded and listen to that young teacher who might not know much, but they learn some new skills because things have changed, they'll be able to accomplish a whole lot more.
You think because they're like, you know, well, I'm a teacher, and they kind of like look down on like whether, you know, it's parapro.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, that goes on. Man, it goes on all levels. Like, being in education, this is my 5th year in education. It'll show you some things. I've worked in schools that don't have IB, you know, and then I've worked in schools that do. And the IB teachers look down on the gen ed teachers.
And explain to IB, because it's people that, explain what IB is, because it's
IB is,
you know, we got listeners outside of the city.
Right. Well, IB is that's not a statewide thing. They have something similar. It might not be called IB. I'm not 100% sure, so don't quote me on that. But pretty much what it is IB is a program where we'll say kids that are a little more advanced. Look, this is coming from a kid who wasn't in IB. But
Same.
but kids who are a little more advanced.
So kind of like a magnet program.
Yeah. Kids are a little more advanced, and a lot of times they have opportunity to take some college courses. I'm not sure if they do that on the middle school level, but high school for sure. They're able to take some college courses, and they're able to kind of get ahead. They kind of graduate high school, and they have, they kind of have a head start. They have a jump start. Now, don't get me wrong, it comes with more work, obviously. Because of the benefits, the rewards that they get in the long run. The rigor is much more rigorous as far as like the content they're learning, because it's not so surface level anymore. Mm-hmm. Now I will say that IB has changed over the last few years due to COVID. That what it is that they should be doing in those classes, they aren't really doing, because those kids that would have been in those IB classes, they fell behind as well. Yeah. So, but that the whole idea is because they're probably not on necessarily the grade, they're probably a step above, and that's a classroom for them. AB, you can take AP classes in high school. I know they don't do AP in middle school, at least not here. Yeah. But, all of those things kind of go hand in hand, and maybe somebody who's taking IB could chime in and be a little more descriptive of what it is. But
shout out to Portia.
Coming from someone who did not participate in IB, because I was not that student, But yeah, man. Though, like I said, those teachers, unfortunately, they look down on gen ed teachers. It's a hierarchy thing, yeah. And at least in the schools I've been in, is IB, then gen ed, and then SPED teachers, and then paras, and it's a hierarchy thing, and it's crazy, because at the end of the day, we're all doing the same thing. Yeah. We're all teaching, but that's just not the reality, man. It's not the reality in education.
Would you say now with it being your 5th year that this is something that you're passionate about?
Man, I love teaching. It's crazy. I always said that I never envisioned myself being a teacher, but I love helping my kids grow, and that's what keeps me coming back. I love my kids growing as people. It's not even so much. Yeah, we do that. We teach the standards and everything to make sure our kids are, at least aiming towards getting on grade level. Yeah, we teach those things, and I do those things great too, and I love doing that as well. But what really keeps me going is seeing my kids grow as people. Yeah. I'm seeing their people skills develop. I'm seeing their communication skills get better. I'm seeing, their emotional behavior skills grow. Mm-hmm. They're processing things better. They're being respectful of one another. That stuff makes me excited. I enjoy watching the growth of our kids,
because I feel like, with what you're saying, yeah, makes perfect sense, and that the person, being personal, yeah, with the kid versus, it being strictly about teaching.
Yeah.
What I'm saying? And
that's a big thing.
That's almost like people that never work customer service versus people that work retail. Yeah. And both of them got a business. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're going to get different experiences out of both. Yeah. Because one leans in more on people skills, and one may lean in more on the business.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, we catch flack all the time, man, because of that. Because they like, oh, well, instead of doing this, you should have been doing this. Nah, not even, because at the end of the day, we have the data to show that our kids grow 2 and 3 grade levels every year. Mm-hmm. They're catching up. Like I said, they may come in, they're in 6th grade, they may come in on the second, 3rd grade level, and by the time the year finished, they've grown 2 and 3 levels. They're on grade level, or they're damn close. And the stats show it. The data shows it. We're growing our kids, but we're also making sure we put an emphasis on people skills. Like I said, their social emotional health. We're putting more emphasis on that. It's kids that I never even taught. Kids that I don't even know their name, and I've been told, "Oh, that's my favorite. Mr. Williams, my favorite teacher." I can't even tell you that's through the name. Impact. Because every day in the morning when I'm doing my morning duty, I'm speaking to them. Hey, how you doing? Hey, what you eat for breakfast? What you ate for breakfast this morning? Oh man, what you did when you went home? Man, I'm talking to these kids. I don't even know these kids. Yeah. They not in my class, but I'm talking to them. I want to know. Tell me, and it's been times where they were like, "Well, Mr. Williams, when I went home, man, my day went like this, and it don't be so good." And then now, he feels comfortable enough, or she feels comfortable enough, and they're confiding in me, and now I can help that kid. Saying it's like, again, don't even know this kid from a can of paint. I don't even know what class he going to first period or she going to first period, but they feel comfortable enough because I care.
Yeah,
I care. So if I'm making that impact on kids that are not in my class, imagine the impact I can make on the kids in my class.
Yeah. Or imagine the impact that you make with your kid.
Yeah. Exactly.
Obviously, you didn't come in, shooting 30.
Nah.
So what was a moment you knew you had to grow?
I knew
I
was.
What was the something that you needed to improve on, and how did you improve on it?
Well, I came in knowing nothing. I say that with just all honesty.
Were you scared?
Yeah, of course. You got to think about it. I'm walking into an unfamiliar situation. I never worked in a school. I never even envisioned in working in a school. So I'm walking into a situation where I don't know anybody. I don't know the teachers. I don't know the students. I don't even know what it's like to deal with kids 180 days out of the school year. I don't know anything. I'm walking into a brand new situation. And I remember the very first day, and at the time I was working with kids, BSP, so that's behavior support. So a lot of our kids had behavior issues. The stereotype is, our kids, they throw chairs, throw desks, run out of the building, and you're gonna be chasing them down the street. That's the stereotype of our kids. At least my first school that I worked at. So I'm walking in, and the very first student that walked in, me, I'm like, "Oh, good morning." He says, "Don't know you, don't talk to me."
God.
First thing, he knew the other teacher in the room, but he told me straight out the bat, "Hey, I don't know you, don't talk to me." Straight like that. So at that point, it's like, all right, I gotta figure out a way to reach this kid because he's already dismissed me, and it wasn't just him. All of them looked at me like that. I didn't have the respect. I didn't have anything. Like I said, if you can't get a kid, if you can't build that initial relationship with that kid, they're not gonna allow you to teach them. They just not. They don't want to hear from you. And especially with dealing with SPED, because a lot of times they're not even grasping the change. They like, well, who is this guy? Why is he in here? I'm used to this person. I'm used to this person. I'm used to when it was just you. So why is he in here now? So it's like off the bat you're working at a disadvantage. So I knew I had to be better when, like I said, I knew I had to get a personal relationship with each of these kids because that was the only way I was gonna be able to reach them. And then two, like I said, you rusty off the bat because I've never taught anything before. So now it's like I'm up there and I'm stuttering. I'm relying heavy on the teacher book. I'm trying to, I ain't got no skills yet. I ain't got no skin in the game. So that's my first year. I took all my bumps and bruises. All my bumps and bruises. That same kid who I said was like, "I don't know you, don't talk to me," ended up becoming like my favorite student. That student cried in my arms before. Yeah. We develop a better, student teacher relationship. And we was able to come to a common ground. We understood where each other were coming from. I understood what his background was and the kind of home he was living in, and he had a better understanding of who I was, and he knew that, he apologized. Hey, Mr. Williams, I was wrong. I ain't had to come at you like that on day one. You actually pretty cool, and you come to that common ground, man. And that was about year 2. He was at the time a 7th grader. 7th grader. Yeah.
I just feel like that's like super dope because it's almost like you were thrown into the wolves.
Oh yeah.
To get you to become a great parent.
Yeah, it's crazy because like all of those things, man, I take with me now because it's like all those skills are transferable. Mm-hmm. So it's like those same communication techniques I'm using are the same things I'm gonna be able to use with my son. I'm gonna be able to talk to him. I'm gonna be able to reach him on those levels because I've been practicing it for the last 5 years. And still practicing now as he's a baby. He 4 months. Shout out to my boy, I'm saying? Big 4 months, But, he's a baby, and, like, I'm still practicing now, so just imagine when he's able to communicate, I'm going to be able to talk to my son and reach him on a different kind of level because I've only been practicing it forever, it seems like. So, I'm looking forward to it, bro.
Yeah, once again, I know I say this all the time, bro. It's wonderful seeing you as a father, bro. And just seeing the patience that you have, with your family.
Yeah.
Not just with, your son, but with your wife as well. When did you realize that you needed to switch up your communication skill? Like, switch up the way that you communicate with them kids?
With the kids, I had to figure out a way to... Like
with him. How he came at you, don't talk to me.
I don't know you.
I don't know you. Like,
it's still funny to this day because I still see him every now and then. Especially when we have like meetings at this certain building. I can't disclose that kind of information. But when we have certain meetings, I still see that kid, and it's always a good time when I see him because we reflect on that first initial moment. Because it's like a milestone moment for us.
Yeah.
It's something that we're going to remember forever. So, but I knew that I had to change something when I had to figure out a healthy balance between teacher and not friend, but whatever that step is, that's still professional. Mm-hmm. I had to figure out what that line was so that I could effectively communicate with that kid because me just trying to be the authority figure wasn't working. He already had issues with authority figures because that's, a lot of times, I'm not even going to just keep talking about that student, but a lot of times our kids come from broken homes. They might live with grandma and mom and dad might not be in the picture. They might be foster kids. Mm-hmm. So that the idea of authority is already like
skewed.
Yeah. So for me to come in, that's how I came in. I came in with the on the big bad wolf energy. They already knew I was like prior service, so I came in on that type of time, like on the drill sergeant type of deal. Mm-hmm. And they looking at me like, man,
you smell like French fries.
who is you? You know what I'm saying? That's how they looking at me. So it's like, I gotta get down on that level where they can understand me. So, and it starts with the simplest things. You'll be surprised. Knowing what they into, not necessarily adopting their slang or whatever, but doing stuff like that is what's gonna make them like open up to you. Yeah. It'd be the simplest things, but it's just like they have to know like, okay, he's human too.
Like,
he ain't like no robot coming in here every day on the same type of drill, and like he cool, because he took the time to figure out what I did and he implemented it into whatever he is that he's trying to reach me with. Mm-hmm. And it'd be the simple things like that, man.
It's so crazy because I remember you used to take that you would say something crazy like yo pause.
Right. Okay, so the whole pause or the whole ayo, you know what I'm saying? That whole situation is funny. Mm-hmm. It's funny when they do it, and I'm human, man. I'ma laugh. I know some teachers be like, "Hey, you're not gonna do that, my God." I be dying laughing. I don't care. It's funny. Funny is funny. So, simple thing. One time, one of them said something, and I hit him with it. I was like, hey, yo. I was like, chill, pause, pause or whatever. And whole class erupted in laughter. Cool. Because once that moment died down, I've already got your full attention now, and I can teach you whatever it is I want to teach you at that point.
Dang.
I can teach you because I've already, whatever that teacher-student tension that's already there, I broke it already.
You done broke that barrier.
I broke it already.
That's so fire,
and it's the simplest thing. It's the simplest thing. Now that's not like I said, it's not a one size
fit all
type of situation. That might not work one day.
But it's still a gym.
It's still a gym because it's like that simple thing right there opened up doors. Because at that point, now we have this moment that we're gonna remember. They're gonna remember that moment.
Yeah.
Mr. Williams funny. I remember when he did this, and like I said, we have that moment now forever. And at that point, even if it's just for that day, I can reach these kids today.
Mm-hmm.
I can reach these kids just based on that one thing right there. I can reach these kids today.
What's the importance of like spending that time, and you only have a certain amount of time.
Facts.
So you already working in a small window.
Facts.
In the grand scheme of things when we're talking time.
In the grand scheme of things, now my situation is a little different because, like I said, I work within SPED, so I have my kids pretty much all day, aside from like connections, PE, art, things of that nature. But for the most part, I have my kids pretty much all day, so my window is huge.
Yeah.
The thing is, they say, your teachers see your kids more than the parents see them.
Mm-hmm.
It's a true thing. I see my kids from the moment they walk in till pretty much 3:00.
Yeah.
I didn't see them and had them and was able to teach them all day. So for me, it's like, that window's, it's not as small as it is if you were just working within like 1 hour blocks.
Mm-hmm.
But I can say at one point I did, when I worked at my previous school, there was times where I might have only seen them for one period or maybe 2 periods out of the day, and those are a little more difficult cases. You gotta work like times 2.
Yeah.
Because where I might have, in one situation with a kid, I might have 4 hours to work with them. If I'm working with them an hour and they need breaks in between, I really got like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And it's just like everything that you're doing, it got to be like times 2. You got to work quick, because you might not even be able to get them to work for the first 10 minutes. So now you got 20 minutes. And it's like those windows are a lot more tough to try to fit in teaching and being personable,
How do you take it when they're taking a test that you put up 30 on this lesson,
right?
And they all fail. How does that make a teacher? How would that make a teacher feel?
It happens.
And how do you grow from that?
It happens, man, and it's one of those things to where you can feel like you put up 30, but do the kids feel like you put up 30?
Hold on. That's a life thing.
See?
That's a life thing.
You could feel like you doing the most amazing job ever, right? And you could be up there, your lesson is crazy, you up there, you lecturing, you got videos, you got PowerPoint, and all that's cool. But if your kids is not grasping the concept, you might have thought, your peers, your other teachers, they'd be like, Mr. Williams in there putting up 30, he end up going crazy, I need my lesson to look like his. But your kids ain't grasping nothing. Your kids not retaining anything. So by the time it comes test day, let's say you did all that on Monday, you in your mind, your class went phenomenal. And by Friday, they're like, I don't remember none of that. You give them a study guide, they ain't understanding the study guide. And like I said, come test day, they taking it and they bombing. So it's like, you got to make sure at the end of the day, you got to do self-checks. You got to do self-checks with your kids. After you feel like you put up 30, then you need to go to each kid, not as a group, because most times not, if you ask, do anybody have any questions, them kids ain't finna raise their hand, because they ain't finna be the one to be like, dang, he ain't get it. You know, so at the end of the day, you got to go to all your kids. Did you understand the lesson? And they'll tell you straight up, nah, I didn't. Or I was listening, but I was focused on something else. So it's like, yeah, while you put up 30, they might have only really caught 15. You know, so it's just like, you got to make sure with each of your kids that you reaching them on every level, man. And make sure that whatever you did ain't being overlooked. So, man, it's your idea of, I put up 30, like I said, you got to make sure that's a verified 30 with each kid. With each kid.
Check the stats.
Yeah, you got to check it. Because you going to have one kid that's going to ace it. And you'll think that's validation. Like, I know I did my part because look at him. Or look at her. They passed it. But it's like, again, like I said in the very beginning, yeah, they understood that. But the rest of them didn't. Because the rest of them don't learn like that. You just did all this big shebang of production and you only reach one kid. And you'll feel like that's like an instant gratification. You be like, man, I know I did my job because look at them. Or let's just say it's a handful of them. You were like, man, 3 kids got A's on it. So what was the rest of them doing? That ain't no success story. my boy, you got 30 kids, which a lot of these classrooms these days having 30 kids in them, and you got 5 that pass. That's not a success story, my boy.
Nah.
That was a struggle fest. And when it comes to like state testing, oh, it's gonna reflect that. Yeah. It's gonna reflect that. When it comes to your observation, my boy, it's gonna be hell. It's gonna be hell. That teach's gonna be hell.
So the when teaching,
yeah,
that's when you gotta, check your ego at the door.
Yeah. I would always, if I can give a tip, if we got some educators that are listening, if I can give a tip, before you go into your whole lesson, if you're the lecture type, before you go into your whole big lesson, you need to get checkpoints within the lesson that you're teaching. Checkpoints. I would say if you're gonna do this talking piece where you're gonna lecture for a little bit, let's just say the lecture's only 5 to 10 minutes. After you lecture, you need to check in, right? If you then have a video you're gonna show, I wouldn't recommend playing the whole video, even if it's a short video. Let's say it's 5-minute video. I wouldn't recommend playing the whole 5-minute video. I would recommend every time you feel like there's a good point that's being made in the video, stop it, ask questions, right? That way, what you're getting is you're getting classroom participation, right? And then you're also getting, check for understanding. Everybody's understanding, everybody's participating. Don't allow for the same people to raise their hands. I would suggest maybe not calling, but making sure you say in the very beginning, hey, everybody's going to participate. When I pause this video, everybody's going to ask us something about what it is that we learned thus far. You don't let the whole video play out because they're not going to pay attention. Just things like that, man. Checkpoints within your lesson will go a long, long way. And you'll be surprised that by the time the end of the lesson, you can do like a general overview and your classroom participation go up because you didn't just sit there and run through 20, 30 minutes of instruction time expecting them to remember everything you said in that time frame. It's not feasible, bro. It's just very, very unlikely. But you're going to have your anomalies, who going to remember everything you said. And you're going to feel like, man, this is my star student and everybody else is. And it's just like, nah, you captured that one kid for that moment. But checkpoints, bro. Checkpoints will go a long way. Long way, bro.
Who would have thought?
Who would have thought we've been on here potting about teaching? One thing I can tell you was not on the agenda. But it was on my heart for some reason to talk about education, man. I've been enjoying, man, teaching these kids, man. Shout out to my students, man.
It's so crazy because, doing this show, we never know what we gonna talk about.
Never.
We never sit back and be like, so this is gonna be the topic.
Yeah, no, we don't. And I understand that for some people that might be a tough listen. What I would suggest is that you go and listen to one of our other shows, Free Gems podcast, yeah. or Gym Girls. Go listen to the Gym Girls. Gym Girls ENT Till the Cup is Empty. They have more structured segments that you'll enjoy. But we hope that you'll stick around for the rap sessions as well.
Yeah, because this is real life.
This is real conversation. It's impromptu, man, and you can tell. Like I said, we don't have a bunch of bullet points that we feel like we're gonna hit. We chop it up like this all the time, and y'all just having to catch it on camera.
That's it.
So it feels free flowing because and authentic and real because it's that. That's what it is.
And I just based off of this episode, you know, it's way more teachers in the world than business owners.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we may not the average quote unquote listener that may like rap sessions, you know, may not like this. May not like this particular episode because it's based on teaching.
Yeah, and that's fine. That's fine.
You know, you find another one of the shows that we dropped, or matter of fact, if you don't like it at all, you can, you know, go find something else.
Yeah.
To listen to. It's not for you, you know. But
what we will say is before you just go and click off, put it in the comment section. We got a question box, and you can ask some questions or a comment box. And put in there, hey, I would like to see more content tailored towards this because this is what I'm into, and we'll consider it.
Matter of fact, if you have a suggestion, you can join our Discord.
Oh yeah, you can join our Discord, man. You can access for the Discord. Actually, we'll be sending out the link soon. And yeah, man, join the Discord, and we have a whole, you know, section dedicated for ideas and feedback. Put that in.
To join the Discord is on our link tree on Instagram.
Yeah, man, the Free Gems Network Instagram. Click on that. Click on the Discord link. Join. You know, right now is a good time, man. It's free to join, and man, you'll meet a whole lot of dope people, man. Because now it's not even just entrepreneurs, not even just creatives. Even though it's a lot of that, but people, real people who are active and giving out real gems that are helping people, man. And that's what's dope. It's a real community over there. Shout out to our faithful Discord members. Mm-hmm. And hopefully you'll become one soon, man. We look forward to talking to you all there.
What matter of fact, I know we you know, suggest people, our listeners, to join the Discord.
Yeah.
And this is the first time on air we spoke about Discord. Mm-hmm. What exactly is Discord?
So, man, Discord is a platform for you to kind of foster a community. So, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but I know Discord from the gaming community. A lot of gamers, they use Discord. They stream their games on their live gaming, and they use that platform a way to talk to the people who are into that. You know, they talk to people who are fans of them gaming. They could be doing reactions on their Discord. I know it from that. What we're using Discord for is for our network community, right? Because we host multiple different shows, Free Gems, the podcast, the rap session, Gym Girls Entertainment, Till the Cup is Empty. And it's a way for all of us to get together, all of our fans, and to communicate about real life, while also giving some ideas and feedback on what it is they would like to see, exclusive drops, merchandise, you know, exclusive content, might get some behind the scenes. We use our Discord for things like that. And yeah, man, like I said, it's a dope opportunity for you to get involved in that. We're active, we talk in it, we laugh in it, and at the end of the day, man, we're dropping gems, man. Hence, Free Gems Network. That's what we do. So, man, yeah, man, join the Discord, man. It's up.
We got the site going too.
Yeah, man, the site, man. You can check out the site, freegemsnetwork.com, man. On there, you can check out the full catalog of all of our staple shows. Like I said, Gym Girls Entertainment, Free Gems, the podcast Till the Cup is Empty, and the rap sessions you can find on there. You can also listen to a select few episodes. Typically, we'll have on there the last 10 episodes. You'll be able to listen right there on the site. Dope. But you'll be able to access the full catalog on there as well. You'll also be able to shop on there. Right now we have 2 tees on there. Fire, check them out. We got the corporate tee, right? It's our flagship tee. Got the corporate logo on the back, and we got a cool logo on the front as well. And then we have our Mount Rushmore tee with the originators.
Yes, sir.
On the front, man. You know, Gumbosa, EJ and myself on the front, man. It's a dope shirt. Go check it out. Free Coast Records. No.
Free Gems Network.
FreeGemsNetwork.com. Hey, well, shout out Free Coast as well.
Yes,
but,
yes,
10
definitely.
and GSB.
Yes, sir.
But,
Yes, sir.
but Free Gems Network. Look, and we ain't adding that out either.
No.
Like, my fuck up, your laughter, I guess. But, man.
Man, this. You know what's crazy is that before, like, I was getting ready. I was actually in the shower.
Yeah.
And I was like, and I started talking to God. I was praying because here recently, before every episode, I always kind of like draw a blank.
Yeah.
Because like we said before, you know, we don't have like a template or like a, you know, whatever. And I asked him, like, give me the message or give us the message that we need to touch on.
Yeah.
To, you know, for our impact, you know, and walked out, came here, and we immediately started talking about teaching.
And we didn't talk before, and we talked about everything dealing with the business side of Free Gems. You know, we went over analytics, we went over the site. We didn't talk anything about what the rap sessions would be about, because we never really do. You know, so yeah, man. I hope y'all enjoying this so far.
Oh, for sure. And everything, like, we always like I think what's gonna be like the running thing on our shows is everything is transferable.
Yeah.
So the skills that the gems that you just dropped to be a greater teacher.
Right.
And I say greater, not just great, because you're gonna forever continue to learn and you're gonna forever progress. These same gems can be used in real life.
Yeah, in real life.
And be used in other aspects of life. Whether you're a business owner, whether you're a parent, whether, you know, you're a manager at work.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So, I think this is one of our, you know, greatest episodes to date.
That's hard.
And on top of that,
I would agree.
And you did the majority of the talking.
Which, again, was not planned like that. Definitely was not planned, man.
So,
I still think we need to give him the gem of the week.
Okay.
Got to give him the gem of the week.
Definitely.
That's important.
Gem of the week. What I learned this week, and what the gem of the week is basically, I picked one thing that I've learned.
Okay.
You know, and how I can become better.
Right.
This week, that was on my heart heavy, especially with the release of our first episode of the Rap Sessions, available on all platforms.
All platforms.
I tend to overanalyze.
Okay.
But what really gets me is I still kind of fall victim to instant gratification and the need to be validated as a podcaster, as a human being, as a father, just whatever. So I'm often asking questions like, how am I doing? Even if I know, you know, I just stepped out and scored 30. You know, even if I know I have, you know, to me in my ears, this is a great episode. And I'll send something to somebody and expecting them to, not necessarily even expecting, but just wanting feedback, because I'm looking for that validation, when in turn I really need to be validating myself. And the biggest thing is sometimes we can't always go to our friends, because our friends aren't our fans. And that I have a hard time dealing with that because we're in the beginning stages of our career still.
Yep.
Even though we're 3 years in,
Yeah.
podcasting wise, we're still in the beginning stages of our career. So, I may send, friends that don't necessarily listen to podcasts.
Right.
And I ain't gonna lie, sometimes I be in my feelings.
Yeah.
Because I'm human. But that goes because I was looking for that validation because they're my friends.
Right.
But if you're in business, your friends they're not going to be your biggest supporters anyway.
Very rarely.
A lot of times your biggest supporters are people that you don't know or you talk to very little. So with that being said, like I said, the gem of the week is learn to validate yourself. Talk to yourself nicely so you don't have to seek it from the outside.
Good job, self.
Good job, self.
You're doing good.
You're doing good.
You're doing numbers.
Hey.
Shout out Larry, man.
Shout out Larry. So, I don't have nothing else.
I think we did good, man. I like the points that we hit today, man. Hopefully you were able to take something from this. Don't look so surface level. Just because I was talking about being an educator does not mean it can't be applied. Look a little deeper, and if you need help looking a little deeper,
join our Discord.
Join our Discord. Hit us up, individually, or hit our Free Gems Network Instagram, man, and hit us up and ask questions, man. Ask questions regarding this episode, and we'll try to help you steer you in the right direction. But hopefully you'll join the Discord because even if we don't necessarily,
somebody else might
do it, man. Because like I said, it's an active group. Everybody's in there showing love. Nobody's in there on no negativity, putting each other down. Everybody's trying to lift each other up and help each other reach their height that they want to reach.
So come with love.
Come with love, yeah. Don't come
and
with
an open mind.
Facts.
And this concludes another dope episode of The Rap Sessions.
The Rap Sessions.